Hey guys, so I'm here in Denmark, in the beautiful countryside, and I just wanted to talk about this idea of becoming the very best at one thing versus becoming good at a lot of different things. You know, having a lot of smaller skills in a lot of different fields, or just having one main thing that you focus on. I'm here. My dad's inside there. They're having a music practice. He's a musician. And he's told me, that he's had a lot of friends who, they're musicians and they're very, very good at their instruments. They spend their whole lives practicing. But once you get to the upper echelons of that industry, they become very vulnerable because there's not a lot of other jobs for them that they could take. They could either be in a symphony orchestra or, play gigs or possibly teach. But basically they're limited by how good they are at that one thing. Take that in contrast to someone who is, the other opposite of the spectrum, which is someone who is just the consummate learner, who always is hungry for knowledge and learning different skills, but isn't really good at anything. And I've heard both sides of the arguments. Someone like Tim Ferriss will say that, being a generalist is a great thing, and the quote specialization is for ants. So I've just finished this book, The Dip, by Seth Godin, in which he talks about being the very best at something, being the best in your world. And that, I think, has a lot of merit to it. He says, be very best at the one thing that you can do. So it's not necessarily like one skill, web design, but web design in a specific area for a specific price with a specific clientele, something like that. And I think that too has a lot of merit to it. Yeah, even doing something like this video blog, I'm trying to figure out if this is my strong suit, if this is my medium, because when I write, it's a little bit harder to resonate with the ideas. But I also still feel that sort of wall of self-consciousness doing videos, but it's a work in progress. So I think it's good to always keep learning. One point I also wanted to add is I've noticed that in some of these videos I will be contradicting myself. Life is not as black and white as we'd like it to be, and there are opposing arguments, and they both make sense, and it's annoying, but that's how it is. So if I say anything in the future that contradicts this completely, then that's why, and everything's a learning process. And I think that's really the takeaway of all these books, especially one like The Dip. Is The Dip is a learning process, and it's a process that we have to go through in order to reach our goals, whatever they are, or get internal fulfillment.